Less March Madness and more March sadness for Bronco fans this morning after the Boise State men's basketball team played Northwestern in the first round of the NCAA tournament last night. Our Jay Tust and Brady Frederick are in Sacramento this morning to give us a breakdown.
Good morning and welcome back down to Sacramento. Jay Tust alongside Brady Frederick. Our NCAA tournament coverage continuing, but also concluding. Unfortunately, we don't have better news for you as Boise State's run-it history comes to an end against Northwestern yesterday.
It was a tight game through and through, the defensive slugfest we expected to see. Northwestern keeping a slight advantage throughout the game, and Boise State, every time they had a push to get some offense going, Northwestern was right there with an answer. We
know that the NCAA has some pretty tight video restrictions. Some pictures to recap what happened. Boise State fell behind 17-8 early on, but that's when Najee Smith started to get things going. He ignited the offense with 3 first-half thunderous dunks. He finished with Boise State's first ever double-double in the NCAA tournament. In the second half, Max Rice got it going. He scored 12 of his 17 points in that second half. But in the end, Boo Buie leads the team in scoring as Northwestern pulls away down the stretch, coming up with a victory, ending the careers of 3 Broncos.
It's meant so much to me, kind of giving me that home I was looking for coming out of junior college, because it felt like a lot of the time I just bounce around a lot, team to team, here and there. So it's nice to kind of have a home and know that they have my back. And so I tried to give them mine and play as hard as I could.
Yeah, it's tough to even talk about because Najee's like a brother to me. I'm going to miss him probably more than any teammate I've ever had. And Shave's right there with him, and so is Milner. So I'm definitely going to miss those guys a lot. They did a lot for this program, and you can kind of see our program going in the right direction. Then that's because the foundation they laid for us.
You know, there was a real clear turning point in the game yesterday with 2:33 to go in the first half. Senior point guard Marcus Shaver Jr. went down and had to be helped off the court. He eventually returned in the second half, scored 10 points, and played 17 of 20 second half minutes, but he clearly wasn't the same player. Afterwards, he talked about the pain he played through.
Yeah, it was definitely tough. They're a great team. Credit to them. They made big shots. I just felt like they couldn't miss tonight, and just credit to them.
What did you have to do at halftime to get back in that game? It looked like it was hard to leave the court when you did in the first half.
Yeah, when it first happened, I could barely walk. They had to carry me back to the training room, and they just cut the tape off. I had to ice, take some ibuprofen, and then just retape me, and then just warm back up. That's all it was.
Was there any way you weren't going to come back in, I mean, despite the pain?
No, I told them I don't care if I broke my ankle. I'm coming back in. It don't matter.
Right when you got injured, right before that, it felt like you guys had finally kind of found your footing. You were working your way back into the game. How confident were you literally a second before that injury that you guys had kind of settled down and were going to go get this thing?
I was extremely confident. I told Leon I just seen the ball go in, and my confidence just went through the roof. And I mean, every player knows once you see that ball go in, it does wonders for a player with their confidence. And I just felt like we were just trending upward after that. And then, unfortunately, I just got hurt on the next play. So it is what it is. It's basketball. It's part of the game.
You know, I think it really says something about this program and how expectations have changed. After last night's loss, there was a bit of a feeling of disappointment, but I will remind you, this team won 24 games in a season for just the 5th time in 53 seasons. They also go to the NCAA tournament in back-to-back years for just a 2nd time in program history. This team certainly did accomplish a lot this year, Brady.
Yeah, maybe not the result they wanted to see last night, but I don't think it should take away from the celebration of the building blocks continuing to stack in this program. It was another great run for the Broncos and something they want to build off of. We heard from Max Rice just a second ago talk about the foundation that was laid by guys like Najee Smith, Marcus Shaver Jr. Well, that foundation is going to continue to be felt next season, and that's one of the reasons that head coach Leon Rice is extremely optimistic about the future of the Broncos.
Not to move on to next year's quite yet, but we will, we got some great guys coming in. We got a terrific nucleus coming back, probably 3 all-league players coming back, and then some great freshmen coming in, and there'll be some more. And we're gonna be pretty special, but that's for tomorrow.
You know, there are certainly some great building blocks for Leon Rice moving into the future. The biggest of them all, likely Tyson Dagenhart. Reasons to be optimistic, I would say, about next season as well.
Absolutely. And later on in our evening shows, we're going to continue to recap what the Broncos were able to accomplish this season, plus hear from some of the guys in the locker room, because while it's disappointing, there are a lot of things that they want to see happen next year, and they're going to put the work in this offseason to make sure it happens.
Well, we hope that our coverage would continue through the weekend. Unfortunately, it comes to an end right now. Sacktown, it's been a blast. For Brady Frederick, I'm Jay Tuss, signing off for Idaho's News Channel 7.